Get ready for a massive update as we dive into the latest moves shaking up the NFL and beyond. Former Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott is officially opening up about his life after the sidelines, revealing a structured 11 to 12-month plan focused on deep personal growth and leadership development. He is actively consulting with elite figures from the corporate world to elite sports like Mark Daignault and Dan Gable to redefine his approach before he eventually makes his return to the NFL. This is a fascinating look into how one of the most successful coaches in recent memory is sharpening his edge.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-Pack Screen Protector plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Turning our attention to the pitch, Nottingham Forest has found their spark plug in Morgan Gibbs-White. Former midfielder Andy Reid is calling him the definitive catalyst for the team after he absolutely exploded against Burnley with a stunning 15-minute hat-trick. It was the kind of individual performance that drags a squad out of the doldrums and keeps their hopes alive in a high-stakes campaign. You have to see how he is single-handedly changing the momentum for his club when it matters most. The NFL draft is heating up, and the rumor mill is spinning out of control. Sources confirm the Arizona Cardinals and general manager Monty Ossenfort have already engaged in high-stakes trade discussions with the Kansas City Chiefs for that coveted third overall pick. Meanwhile, the New York Giants have officially shipped off star defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence to the Cincinnati Bengals in a massive draft day blockbuster. Plus, we are tracking the legal situation surrounding Georgia wide receiver Zachariah Branch following his arrest in Athens this past weekend. Finally, all eyes are on Kansas City, where head coach Andy Reid is reportedly hellbent on fixing the offensive line to keep Patrick Mahomes upright and protected after a brutal injury-shortened season. With the team looking to bounce back from a disappointing campaign, the pressure is on to secure the right talent in this year's draft to ensure their superstar quarterback stays in the game. Make sure you are ready for every update by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notifications bell so you never miss a breaking development. Ever wonder what happens to an NFL head coach when the music stops and the office is suddenly empty? For Sean McDermott, the answer isn't a long vacation on a beach. It's a calculated, high-stakes experiment in self-improvement. After a tough parting of ways with the Buffalo Bills following their divisional round loss to Denver, McDermott found himself in a spot many veteran coaches know all too well. The dreaded coaching carousel had already stopped spinning, and the seats were full. Most guys in his position would scramble for a coordinator job just to stay in the building, but McDermott chose a different path. He's taking the sabbatical route, a move that's become the secret weapon for some of the sharpest minds in the game. McDermott is currently 3 months into an intensive, 12-month deep dive into his own leadership DNA. He's not just watching film, he's essentially auditing his own existence. By reaching out to championship-winning coaches like the Thunder's Mark Daignault and even legendary figures like Dan Gable, he's hunting for the why behind their success. As he told The Athletic, he believes that the moment a leader stops asking questions is the moment they begin their decline. It's a humble, yet incredibly aggressive approach to professional development. This isn't new territory for him. Back in his Philadelphia days, he learned from Andy Reid that you can't just live inside your own bubble if you want to win. But now, the scope is massive. He's stepping out of the NFL echo chamber, heading to corporate leadership conferences and sitting down with titans of industry. He's basically trying to stress-test his own philosophy before he inevitably steps back onto the sidelines. With a 98-50 record and a track record of turning the Bills into perennial playoff contenders, it's not a question of if someone will call, but when. By the time he returns, he won't just be a coach with experience. He'll be a leader with an entirely upgraded operating system. So, what do you think? Is this calculated time off the key to his next Super Bowl run, or does a year away from the gridiron make you lose your edge? Drop a comment below and let me know your take. If you want to keep up with the shifting tides of the NFL, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best leaders are the ones who never stop learning. Ever felt like one player is single-handedly holding an entire team's ambitions together? That is exactly the situation at Nottingham Forest right now with Morgan Gibbs-White. After a stunning hat trick in just 15 minutes against Burnley, the buzz around the city ground is deafening, and for good reason. Former Forest favorite Andy Reid didn't mince words on the Football Daily podcast, labeling Gibbs-White the ultimate catalyst. It is a fascinating dynamic because, while Forest has a solid squad, they constantly turn to Gibbs-White whenever the pressure mounts or they are stuck in the mud. He does not just provide a spark, he acts as the engine room and the creative director all at once. Reid pointed out that this wasn't just a lucky afternoon, it's a pattern we've seen consistently. When the team is fading, it is Morgan who steps up to drag them through the doldrums. Now, while those 3 goals were absolute class, there is a reality check coming from the veterans. Nobody is celebrating safety just yet. There is still a gritty stretch of work ahead for this squad, and it is clear they will need that same magic from Gibbs-White to cross the finish line. If you've been watching the Premier League lately, do you think he's the most underrated player in the division? Drop a comment below, and let's get the debate started. Sometimes, a single player is the difference between survival and disaster, and for Forest, the bet is firmly on Gibbs-White. The NFL draft is just 5 days away, and the rumor mill is hitting a fever pitch in Kansas City. Are the Chiefs about to make a massive splash? Sources tell PHNX that the Cardinals and Chiefs have already engaged in early trade talks regarding Arizona's number 3 overall pick. Now, Kansas City sits at number 9, but GM Brett Veach has hinted that next Thursday is going to be an entertaining night with plenty of movement. Whether they pull the trigger on a blockbuster trade or stick at 9, the goal is clear: protection for Patrick Mahomes. Insider Todd McShay reports that Andy Reid is hellbent on shoring up that offensive line, potentially targeting standouts like Utah's Spencer Fano or Miami's Francis Moigoa. It makes total sense when you look at the 2025 struggles. The Chiefs ranked 22nd in third down conversions, and frankly, the offense just lacked that explosive spark. But wait, don't sleep on the defensive side of the ball. Veach has been vocal about the need to bolster the trenches, admitting they are still a few short on the defensive line even after recent moves. That's why names like Miami's Ruben Bain Jr. are circling the draft conversation as a dream fit for the Chiefs at number 9. He is a high-motor, 3-down force who could be the perfect bookend for George Karlaftis. Meanwhile, the league is buzzing with other major moves, including the Giants shipping All-Pro Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals in a massive trade that shakes up the top 10. On a more concerning note, draft prospect Zachariah Branch is facing legal trouble after an arrest in Georgia, adding a layer of complexity to his draft stock just days before he was expected to go off the board. As the dust settles on the offseason, the Chiefs are betting on veteran leadership, like new safety Alohi Gilman, to fill the void left by key departures, hoping to recapture that championship chemistry. It is a defining moment for this dynasty. Will Veach be aggressive, or will he play it cool and build through depth? Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you team trade up for a star, or stand pat and build the trenches? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep your notifications on, because the draft coverage here is just getting started. It's almost time. Let's see if the Chiefs make the move that defines their next Super Bowl run. Is the era of Kansas City dominance slipping away? After a brutal 2025 campaign that saw the Chiefs miss the playoffs for the first time in over a decade, the franchise is at a crossroads. We all saw the nightmare scenario unfold in Week 15. Patrick Mahomes, the heart and soul of this team, going down with a devastating torn ACL and LCL. That injury didn't just end his season. It effectively ended the Chiefs' championship hopes as they spiraled into a 6-11 finish. But here is the silver lining. Andy Reid isn't just watching from the sidelines. According to insider Todd McShay, Big Red is hellbent on fixing the one thing that keeps the Kansas City organization awake at night: the offensive line. Let's be honest, Mahomes is the epicenter of everything successful in KC, yet he's been taking a beating, absorbing 34 sacks last year alone. With the release of Jawan Taylor, the depth chart is looking thinner than ever. That is why all eyes are now on the 2026 NFL Draft. McShay is pointing toward Utah's Spencer Fano as the potential savior at pick number 9. At 6'5" and over 300 pounds, Fano is a raw talent with the kind of athleticism that makes scouts drool. Sure, He needs to refine his technique and add some bulk, but the potential for him to become a Pro Bowl anchor is right there. If the Chiefs want to return to their dynasty status, they need to stop the bleeding in the trenches, and Fano looks like the most logical piece of that puzzle. Do you think the Chiefs should prioritize the line, or is it time to load up on more weapons for Mahomes? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest NFL draft coverage. Because in the NFL, the difference between a champion and a rebuild is just one block away.